Hi everyone, welcome back. Let's do question number 4. So now we have 8 times the square root of 7 minus 2 times the square root of 28. Again, we have 7 and 28 are not the same number, but first let's reduce the square root of 28. We're going to do that in terms of perfect squares. So bring this down, we're going to have 8 times the square root of 7 minus 2 the square root of 4 times 7. So now we're going to rewrite this. So 8 times the square root of 7 minus 2 times the square root of 4 times the square root of 7. Now let's simplify the square root of 4. Bring this down. Get the square root of 7 minus 2 times 2. Since you know 2 is 4, so it's a perfect square times the square root of 7. Again, multiply this out. 8 times the square root of 7 minus 4 times the square root of 7. As you can see, these two terms both have the square root of 7 beside them, so we can minus their coefficient. So 8 minus 4 will give us 4, and then we put back the square root of 7. And that will be our final answer. We do not minus the 7, we keep the radical 7 as it is. We don't do anything with that. On to our next question, number 5. So we have the square root of 81 minus 5 times the square root of 20 plus the square root of 80. Now, first, we know these numbers are not the same, but let's first simplify them. So we have the square root of 81. We know that 81 is a perfect square, so we can just write down the number, which will be 9, because 9 times 1 is 81. So the square root of 81 would just be 9. Now for 20, we're going to do it in terms of prime factors. Excuse me. So let's do this. So 5 times the square root of 2 times 2 times 5. We're going to do the same thing for 80. We're going to do it in terms of prime factors. We're going to have the square root of 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. So now we're going to rewrite these two radicals in sets of pairs. So we're going to have 9 minus 5 times the square root of 2 times 2 times the square root of 5 plus the square root of 2 times 2 times the square root of 2 times 2 times the square root of 5. Now we're not putting 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 under one radical because we're doing it in sets of pairs. So just two numbers. So now we're going to have 9 minus 5 times 2, because 2 times 2 is under the radical, so you know the answer is just 2 times the square root of 5 plus we're going to have 2, again 2 times 2 under the radical, times 2 times 2 under the radical times the square root of 5. Okay, now multiply it out. You're going to have 9 minus 10 the square root of 5 plus 4 the square root of 5. Now between these three terms, we're going to see if there's anything common or like terms between them. So as you can see, this has the square root of 5, this is square root of 5, so we can combine these terms. So our final answer is going to be 9 minus 6 times the square root of 5, because you have a negative 10 plus 4, which will give us minus 6. And that will be our final answer.